Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley. I am here on behalf of Propel. I am also joined by my colleague, Stacy. And we are here to talk to you about addressing food insecurity and economic vulnerability through consumer technology. So Propel is a for-profit technology company, and we're backed by venture capital and impact investors. Our mission is to build modern and effective technology specifically for low-income Americans to help them improve their financial health and recover from setbacks more quickly. Families who are experiencing financial hardship often have to navigate a set of tools that are fragmented and bureaucratic. And this is right when they're most in need of high quality products and services that can help them get back on their feet. These experiences span across both the public sector as well as private sector products. And that's because, in part, because the technology industry really hasn't pulled its weight in solving social problems to date. And while technology certainly can't solve poverty alone, we believe that it can absolutely play a larger role in building safety net services that can restore financial health. Propel's current focus is on the SNAP program, and we are building technology that can make SNAP a more supportive and integrated experience to better lift families out of hardship. We have decided to start on SNAP both because of the antiquated nature of this particular financial experience, as well as the scale of the program and the many millions of households that it reaches every year. Our first product designed for the SNAP program is Fresh EBT. Fresh EBT is a free mobile app that allows SNAP families to very easily check their food stamp balance, their cash assistance balance, view transaction history, access a recommended weekly budget, and other helpful tools. Today, we have over 3 million Americans who are using Fresh EBT every single month to both budget and track their spending. And our users are, by and large, low-income moms who tend to participate in more than one public benefit program. And our users and Fresh EBT moms also tend to be highly engaged with our product. We see the average user logging on to Fresh EBT 10 or more times per month to check her benefits balance and see what other resources are available to help her and her family. The impact of Fresh EBT as a financial tool is most evidenced by its ability to help SNAP families actually stretch their benefits every month. So we know that most SNAP recipients are spending down their benefits somewhere around the second or third week of the month. And that means they're more likely to experience heightened hunger at the end of the month. However, in a study on Fresh EBT, a group from Harvard found that using Fresh EBT could extend SNAP benefits by 2 days per month for the average Fresh EBT user. And so how exactly does that happen? How does Fresh EBT lead to that outcome? Basically, just by making it really easy for SNAP recipients to check their balance and their prior spending history on their phone, individuals are more likely to check their balance and to notice when benefits are being spent down too quickly. So we found that removing these small but very real barriers can help families better manage scarcity. Beyond just the core benefit management features of Fresh EBT, we also help families save money on groceries through a digital coupon board. Our Earn page connects individuals to local and relevant job opportunities to help increase their non-SNAP income. And we have a Fresh EBT recipe center, which connects thousands of users every month to recipes that are both healthy and affordable and fit within a SNAP budget. Fresh EBT also creates value for our audience through paid partnerships that we continually develop with corporations, nonprofits, and also government partners. Our business model is utilizing these paid advertising partnerships to fund all of the work that we are doing with Fresh EBT. And so these partnerships not only bring in revenue for our company, which is important, but they also create real impact for our users by providing access to really important goods and services like low-cost broadband, cell phones, healthcare, and more. So those are some of the things that we are working on with Fresh EBT during normal times. Now I would like to walk you through a few things that we have been doing in response to coronavirus. So as everyone here knows, COVID-19 has been a time of hardship and need for so many of us, but especially for those who were already financially disadvantaged before any of this happened. We have seen and also heard from our users that they have been forced to make really impossible choices, choosing between things like paying the rent this month or putting food on the table for dinner. So our team has been working really hard to try to help our users stay afloat as much as possible during this challenging time. In March, we launched our COVID-19 Help Center, which has quickly become the most used feature inside Fresh EBT. And it's a tool that connects SNAP households and our users to timely and critical information about changes to their benefits, as well as other resources that may help them. Our users have accessed the tool millions of times already to get information about SNAP program changes, find food assistance from nonprofits and other partners, and also learn how to access and apply for unemployment insurance, for example. So as you can see here, Fresh EBT also provides a mechanism for delivering important information and support to beneficiaries, all within a highly trusted platform. When the stimulus payment details were announced this March, we realized that many of our users may not actually receive the payments due to not having filed taxes in recent years. So our team sprung into action to make sure that Fresh EBT families would indeed receive the stimulus payment. To do so, we developed prominent communications in Fresh EBT to make sure that our audience was aware of what steps they needed to take to receive this, as well as created a tax wizard tool to actually connect our users to relevant and free tax prep services. Since launching this particular project, we have heard that the majority of our families have indeed received the payment and have been able to put it toward really important and essential things like bills, rent, food, what have you. And last but certainly not least, a major component of our response to COVID-19 has been our work with Project 100. This is a collaboration between ourselves and a few wonderful nonprofit partners. And the project utilizes Fresh EBT as a channel to identify and then also facilitate direct donations to individual households and families. So the program distributes $1,000 cash payments to SNAP families who are on Fresh EBT, and they are selected at random. Our goal so far has been to raise $100 million in donations within 100 days. And so far, we have been able to successfully raise and deliver $87 million of that. And while $87 million is certainly an impressive number, what has been the most impressive about this project is the impact that $1,000 can have on an individual person who might be at risk of losing her home, her safety, or even her health. So our team has been really incredibly motivated by the impact of this project, our ability to use our platform in this manner, and most importantly, our user stories like Shanita's here. So now that I've shared a bunch of our work with you all, I would like to close today by saying that our team is always looking for new partners to help us do this work and scale what we're doing in Fresh EBT. Within healthcare specifically, we've partnered with a few companies in the past and continue to do so today to promote and enroll our users in healthcare plans. We've worked across some Medicaid plans and dual as well. And beyond that, we also see opportunities to work with companies in the healthcare space on things like demographic or product research, public health awareness and education campaigns, etc. So for anyone who is looking to reach low-income families, Medicaid members in potentially a new and direct way, or if you just have ideas about how we might be able to better serve these families and impact their health, we would love to hear from you and to start a conversation. Thank you all for your time and for listening. We're happy to answer any questions now.
Great, thank you, Ashley. Really, really wonderful presentation. A couple of questions have come in and we've been thinking about with regard to data. The first being, just given the sensitivity of the data that's housed in your solution, can you talk a little bit more about how the user's privacy is protected through Fresh EBT?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to leave that question to my colleague, Stacy.
Great, thanks, Ashley. It's nice to connect with you all today, and we really appreciate that question. We believe really strongly that in particular for the low-income communities and the communities we are working with, that it's important as new tech enters the field that we're working to set the right standards and solving data and privacy security issues, not create them. So we built Fresh EBT from day one, from the ground up, with privacy at its core, which means that not only does our engineering team use the latest encryption and security protocols to make sure that client data is always kept private, it's even kept private from us. So that means that we built our system so that we never store personal case information like name or EBT card number or PIN or date of birth, and we only collect the bare minimum information that we would need to collect. So any personally identifying information is stored fully encrypted on a client's phone, not on our servers, and any information that passes through is passed through with the highest security standards, fully encrypted with the latest technology.
Great, that's really helpful. I guess another question on the data front related to, and I'm not sure if this makes sense, but to the extent you have access or kind of the macro level of the data that's housed, because I think you've spoken to how individuals can use the app and how the data is used and received at sort of more of a community level. Is there a way that the data is being collected to support community resource planning? Can you say more about that sort of more broadly at that level?
Sure, I can jump in, and Ashley, if you have anything to add, please jump in as well. We do look at the data in the aggregate. So for example, we will look at how individuals who are using Fresh EBT use the features within Fresh EBT. So what are the most popular features? What should we be doing more of? Which partners should we be seeking out to be sharing relevant information? We also frequently distribute surveys within Fresh EBT to learn more. This has become particularly important since March as households' situations and needs and questions have been changing so quickly in response to the pandemic. So we've been asking questions that help us to better understand how financial security has changed, how food and housing security have been changing, how the most recent policy changes, like the economic impact payments or changes to the SNAP program, have been impacting households. And then we share that information publicly. So we make that available on our website. We share it with our partners, and we look for opportunities really to elevate the voices and the needs of the households that we work with, to make sure that as policymakers are discussing the next wave of changes, they're hearing from households who are being impacted through the SNAP program or other government benefit programs.
And just to add to what Stacy said there, we are always, from the partnerships perspective, looking at the aggregate data to better understand what kinds of partners we should go out and talk to and what partnerships we should build. For example, if we see like 30% of our users still don't have Wi-Fi, what kinds of partnerships can we build to help solve that? We do surveying on like what kinds of bills our users have, and to use that to identify, okay, if people are paying this much for their bill, here, is there an opportunity to reduce that through partnerships or specific promotions that we can facilitate through partnerships? So we use the aggregate data in that way as well.
That's really helpful. So thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Stacy, for speaking to Propel's compelling solutions. It's really, really interesting.